Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, happy day 15 of my trip to Taiwan. Happy new curry year 335 half-lives of polonium-210 since Mary Curie discovered it. I like to call that a year. Happy New Year's Day 335. But during my trip to Taiwan, I've gotten this really good sixth sense. When I talk to somebody new, I can tell instantly within 2 sentences if they're from the United States. Now, keep in mind, you got a lot of Asian people living in the United States. You got a lot of Europeans living in the United States, right? You got people from all sorts of racial backgrounds living in the U.S., right? And they'll come to the hostel, and I'll talk to them, and within 2 sentences, sometimes, greetings. I'm from Phoenix. What city? And I know they're from the United States, and the amount of toxicity and individualism and privilege is just it's just overbearing. It's not even like they know about the concept. It's they've drank the Kool-Aid. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my roommates. He had quit smoking 2 months ago, and he's still, he says he's still going through a lot of difficulty. And I tell him about my other addiction, my binge eating problem. And he looks at me with a straight face, like, what's the big deal? Here in Taiwan, we got a lot of delicious food. And I have to point out to him that it's not just I have some delicious food. I'm in the middle of a job interview, and a food is calling my name to the point that I will literally run out of the interview, even if it's my dream job. I'm in the middle of going out on a date with pick your favorite celebrity, and a certain food is that I can't find here is calling my name to the point that I will literally want to walk out. It's 3 a.m. in a dangerous city that I'm staying in, and a food will call my name to the point that I will actually go out. Right? It's 3 a.m. and the weather is disastrous out there. A big storm, and a food will call my name. And his response to that is, "Why are you traveling in Taiwan? Then go home and go to therapy," or something like that. And I knew after he said that he was from. Well, even before he said that, I knew he was from the United States. And that's the kind of privilege that. I don't know why. Back home in the U.S., the privileged often dump on the underprivileged, whether it be privileged in terms of money, in terms of health, in terms of relationships. The privilege will always dump on the underprivileged for some reason. We don't seem to do that here in here in Taiwan. That really hurt especially when he said it in front of the other guests. I mean, had it been a one-on-one conversation, it still would have hurt. But I probably would have spent more time to reason with him. But when it's with a group and I don't have the time to reason with him, I so badly wanted to talk to him after the night was done. But you know what? I wasn't able to survive the rest of that night. And I walked out of that, and I didn't see him again. Now, back home in the United States, you guys remember back in November, I offered a reward for anybody who set me up on a blind date. I might have to do that again soon. But I like it. Why? Because to otherwise approach people in group settings and going out and all would otherwise take a lot more of my mental energy. I can earn that money with a lot less mental drama than I can by going to groups and events where I might have a chance to get to go on a date, right? And that's not me being irrational. That's me making a calculated decision, right? But just because my body is wired differently, people dump all over me, and I'm actually very upset to see because you guys know I like to offer some art that I'm making. I'm really saddened to see Silver and Bismarck. I just recently learned how to work with Silver. I could really use that to make things to give as rewards. Like most of my peer group is somewhat religious figures. I love making that holy cross out of sterling silver. It's gotten really expensive, unfortunately. I'm really saddened to see silver, gold, and bismuth all going up. Uh, I had hoped that, but you know what? I'm really fortunate to have bought that last box of 100 pounds of bismuth. If this date in Taiwan doesn't go right, if I really stretch it out, I could probably get 20 dates out of that 100-pound box of bismuth. So I'm pleased that I bought it. But but then the wrong people. Well, the people who set me up like they're really nice. They're really nice. But everybody else around me who doesn't want to do it will then dump on me. Right? That's how it always plays out, right? And I still can't get over that guy from yes. I hope one day he develops some kind. I hope he goes back to smoking, and he comes to develop some kind of weird addiction, makes it to My Strange Addiction on TLC, and he reflects on what he said yesterday. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.